There you go. Why did I get a second wood? B, X, Y. Not even a good fish. Like, it's still worth it. Like, just catching a few of the fish makes me more money than it does for the taxi. No, if I grab, if I end up getting, like, for example, I've got some golden plates, some silver plates and stuff like that. If I get those ones. I don't know if he'll go for this. With those ones, it's kind of hard to tell. I'll give it a few more seconds, and if it doesn't go for it, I'll look to see if there's I don't think there's any other ones left, actually, after this one. I already got squid straight away. I'm gonna have a drink quickly. So, at least when that's happening, that's where it's gonna go for it now. Thank God I didn't. But I'm healthy and I have just a full Coke. Huh. Hmm. I don't know if there's any other fish in this spot. I'm gonna go hopefully catch some nice things. I've already made it worth the trip. And then it's like the first stop for the taxi is also the one that's close to the pawn shop. So I can sell fish. Oh god. Very big ones. That's where you get one of the big ones. It ends up being like a little like white fish or something like that. Question is like how like So I haven't had to catch a big one like that before. I just don't know if it actually is just going to be something massive or if it's just going to be some tiny thing. It's like end up getting like a massive tuna or something like that. So the kind of like tunas you get like in One Piece, like there's massive like fish. Hey you, welcome back. There's I'm basically just like fishing, so I get money, so I can get a better fishing rod. Because the thing is, like, the fish is actually like worth quite a bit, or like it's worth like enough to make it worth it. It's like I'm kind of curious what these big fish are gonna be. It's like when I get like the better fishing rod, hopefully I can fish outside this area to the big ones. Okay, almost. There you go. This one's probably gonna be a fight. Or not. Oh, swordfish. Or a marlin. Like, I've had swordfish before. Really nice. I had it when I was having some, like, tuna steaks as well. I went to this, like, Spain holiday where they had, like, an all-you-can-eat bar. X, Y, X. It's actually relatively easy to grab. Oh, just straight money. I gotta get another like 10 million yen to afford the new fishing rod. I could use that money for more abilities or more fish. And I think we know what's more important. It's like paying your taxes or paying out for a new game, you know. Darbeam's super big, 99 centimeters. Also, I don't know if this is a thing that's due to like when it comes to like, England, we use both the metric and the imperial system for measuring stuff, and I don't know if that's the reason why, but it always like fucks my head. Whenever I have to like try thinking how big Sank is in real life, I can go like, oh, this is 30 centimeters, or something like that. But it's just like in my head, I'm like there going like, you can tell me it's 30 centimeters. Yeah, it gets uh kind of confusing. Like for example, I'll go out to get milk. It's in pints, and then I'll go to like well, I don't drive. My sister will get petrol in liters, and then then you get told like, oh, actually, the US and UK have different pint sizes. Like our pint sizes are slightly bigger uh, by like a small amount, and it's just like you're there going like, okay, it's hard to think about how this all. It's like some people measure height in like sort of foot and inches, right? And some people like measure it in like centimeters to like a meter and a bit. I got so distracted I started not pressing any buttons. Filefish. It's like the main fish you get here is normally like cod, haddock. It's another one you can get as well. It only depends where you're like getting it from. Uh, some places will give you like an option list of different fish. It also depends where you are in the UK. Because as you can guess, like fish and chip shops are quite well. There's a lot of fish and chip shops, but it also depends like you would see more fish and chip shops nearer the beach than you would uh, more inland of England. So it's kind of like where I live. There's about 4 or 5 different places for fish and chips, but it's like the quality on it is like meh. There used to be some really nice places, but uh, it's like it's really expensive renting around here. So most businesses end up falling through, especially newer ones or ones that don't have like constant people in. Oh, money. Small bag. You found a silver plate inside. Always nice for the money. It's like just that silver plate probably makes up more than enough for the actual journey. Well, technically, I got some cider, I think, in the kitchen. Okay, it's not gonna get me drunk. He's like right now, I just got like full fat Coke. I mean water. I'm healthy that way. I don't know if I'm actually gonna catch anything on this one. Oh, there you go. X, Y. A puffer fish. It's not bad. I want to like leave that, sell the fish I got now, and the plate and stuff, and then hopefully, uh, I'll be able to fish that, I'll get that fishing rod. I did debate just going around to the goons, cause like, well, the fighting people, cause it's like the people, like the men in black, seem to have actually a decent amount of money on them. So I did think about also fighting them, just going around, because there's a certain area where they keep spawning. Uh, so I thought about just like doing loops around there. So I don't have to worry about Mr. Shakedown, because he's already fought him and won. If I knew about the fishing rod before then, I would have actually already had enough by now. I don't know if there's anywhere else you can get a fishing rod from. It's just that it has one, and I'm assuming it's a good one with how expensive it is. So I got quotes, but the quotes seem to be a bit iffy. For some reason, with Steam Elements, it only lets a moderator actually make the quotes, but it like lets anyone use a quote. It's kind of annoying because I was trying to work out how to like make it so anyone can make quotes. I got TTS working. Uh, I was like testing that out. Uh, okay, so if I remember correctly, it should be TTS. So the TTS uses Steam Elements. I just put the thing in it. I've been using my phone to type this because I don't want to tab out the game. Uh, TTS.
Hi.
Well, I've seen you had. I heard this.
Hello
It's,
there.
there you go. I don't know if it's coming up on the desktop audio, but like it's coming through my headphones. Yeah, I do need to adjust it. At the time, it's like I was trying 3 different ways to add TTS, and then like it was like one way was using Steam Elements as like a store item, like using loyalty points uh, to be able to use it, so I could put on like stuff on it, like, and then it's like I tried to do that, and it wasn't appearing when I was testing it out. So then I tried using Caster Labs, but like, Caster Labs apparently has it set to moderator upwards. So I was like, okay, well, it's not useful if people in chat can't use it. So like, okay, so I can't do it in Caster Labs, can't do it as like a shop item with like uh, Steam Elements, and then ended up just doing it as like an alert on Steam Elements. And I basically originally I was trying to like have it all onto one thing, so I wouldn't have like a bunch of like sort of if you like sources inside OBS that would hopefully, well, I imagine like if you have too many sources it might affect it. But it's like I enabled also like slots. I enabled roulette. I also I got watch time. I got 8 ball. So some of these were just default like commands, so it wasn't too bad. The problem also is like um when I originally looked for bots to do like moderate like chat, right? I was getting like a lot of people spamming 7 hours and 50 minutes, not bad. It's actually really good. These like I got Botrix, I got Nightbot, I got Steam Elements, and it's like I was looking into doing quotes to where everyone can do it, but it's like it's seeming like the way I'm gonna have to do it is I'm either gonna have to do it some iffy way with like Steam Elements. Uh, yeah, it's like it's also weird because the way you would add a quote. I do it on here. I wanted to add quotes because the thing is like I was trying to I was like uh where I thought I had it fixed on my one so everyone can do it. I tried seeing if I can make a quote on Slimu's stream, and it was like as I tried to make a quote on his stream, it wouldn't work. He looked through his things and it was turned off. He turned it on, then it's like we just couldn't work it out. Then again, he was like midstream, so he didn't really want to probably like dig through it. But like this is how you like add it. The thing is like like it's slightly different from Bogus, where it's like quote it's like add quote. With it with Steam Elements, it's that you have to do like quote add and then the text. And then you just use like I quote and then the number, and it will just do. It will just like tell you what the quote was. The thing is, like, I would love to get this working. The only thing is, like, I'm trying to avoid not having to use Steam Labs because I don't want another bot that I have to use. Because like I'm already having like clashing things with bots. I got Botrix because I had Kick, and apparently it's the best one to use for Kick, or the only available one that I'm aware of. And I wanted to use uh, like stuff like it's one of those things like I kind of wish I could get this working nicely. I was like looking through, and I even saw some Reddit posts on like people trying to uh do it right, and it's like uh on the Reddit post I saw, no one actually gave an answer of how to let chat do it. Oh, I forgot. I also added in like a level system last night. So like I added it so like I thought like it would help with like engagement as well if I have like uh sort of like level up things. It's like something else I'm like semi working on. I'm like I got two game things I'm working on. Uh they're kind of like slow progress because it's kind of when I go to them. I got like one thing I'm making, which is like I'm trying to make the new the new solo leveling. uh just like Ray. Uh, like I read like it as like the manual, and like I was loving it. Uh, I think there's like a point where I stopped watching. It was when it was when he started like forgot it was when it was like he saw. I forgot what the name of it was. Um, this is like where like beyond him being OP, to the point where he was already like the sort of plus S sort of rank sort of thing. It's just like he became so overpowered and sort of, like stopped watching it from there. And then I heard like it had a Netflix adaptation coming out, and like I was there going, hmm. But then I heard some like bad things about like the Netflix adaptation. Apparently, it wasn't that good or something, or only some bits were good. I'm not too sure. Because like I've got like so many animes I'm trying to like catch back up on. But I ended up like reading so many mangas of stuff that I'm now like behind on like anime. So I'm essentially like going over like pardon me, like Furin, I'm almost the end of season one. Got season two today. I got a few hundred episodes for One Piece left to go. Um, when it comes to One Piece, with the original series, I never watched like the last arc. Because it was like around about that time, I got annoyed at some filler. Like, it was like a filler arc that came out, and it really annoyed me. So I never ended up finishing the original One Piece, what the Bleach series. So I'm like, they're going, okay, I'm gonna go back at some point to watch the last arc there, so I know what's going on into uh like the new season. I also thought about like uh just kind of like rewatching Bleach, but only the actual like main story to get me like a refresher before going into like isn't the 1,000 year, I can't remember exactly what it was called, the new one. I remember I saw like, the first episode of it and I was like, oh, the animation this is really nice. And then it's just like uh, it's like Dara. I think I was like a few episodes into the first season of that one. Oh, 1,000 Year Blood War. Things like um I remember like seeing the first episode and I was kind of a bit confused because I think it's where I missed out some context on like the last sort of arc. But even then it'd been like years since I'd watched Bleach. So it was like I was also a bit hazy on some of the details. Like I like the joke of like I've seen like some streamers make a joke about using their bunkai, or using like their jutsu or so, like, memes like that, where it's just like, "Oh, Chad, if you annoy me, I'll use my bunkai." Or it's like you know, I'll just like, yeah, it's I get that from like watching Tomato, every now and then, when he threatens to use his bunkai, uh, and his like sage techniques from like Bleach, not from Naruto. Uh, I think it's like one series I never watched was like Dragon Ball Z. Uh, it was one of those things of like when it comes to Dragon Ball Z, if I wanted to watch it, I wanted to watch it from like the original series and then go into Dragon Ball Z. But then I watched like the original anime, like the first few episodes, and I couldn't get into it, so I never ended up watching Dragon Ball Z. Uh, the thing is, like, there's actually someone I bump into quite often on the bus. Uh, this mainly when I was like working, but it's also whenever I go into town. And it's this guy who like he's mistaken me for someone else. and he's basically just keeps on coming up to me and going like, "Oh, did you see this episode of Dragon Ball Z?" He asked me what my favorite character was from Dragon Ball Z. Me only knowing like Goku and Frieza was there going like, it's Frieza. Frieza's my favorite character from the Dragon Ball like Z series. And then he like starts talking to me about like details of Dragon Ball Z. I'm like, oh yeah, that was an intense scene. That was a really that fight there. That was the big. That was a big one. Oh, he wasn't actually a main character in this one. Yeah, he should have been. Just like, because this guy like he comes up to me every time I go like if I bump into him, and he kind of like it's like it's weird. There's one time where like a lady sat next to me because there wasn't many spots in the bus, and he started screaming at her because he wanted to sit next to me. And it's just like he then came up to me and was asking me about like Doctor Who, being like, "Oh, did you see the new episode of Doctor Who?" And I'm like, "There you go." Like, yeah, yeah. I've only watched like 4 or 5 episodes of Doctor Who, and that's as far as I've gone. And I was only with like two of the doctors, nothing recent. And he would like talk to me about the doctors, and I'm like, they're going like, "Oh yeah, oh wow." I only know like odd bits. I used to have a friend that was a fan of Doctor Who. It's like, "Oh yeah, they reincarnate right or something, or they, uh, yeah." And another thing with that same guy is he keeps on asking me when we're going, like when I'm going to a car boot sale next. Uh, because like years ago, I used to go to car boot sales and just buy like random shit that looked cool. Uh, and it was like he keeps on coming up to me and asking me when I'm going to go to the next one. And I go to him like, "Oh yeah, I don't know actually. I haven't been to one in about look at like my phone about 4 years. Um, maybe maybe in the next one." So before I used to have someone that could drive, so if I got anything big, it was fun. Not anymore. It's just like there's some weird people like that live near me. Some of it's kind of funny, some of it's kind of like weird. That fish really made some money. Silver plate. These are just some other bits. Yeah. Yeah. Well, actually, like I did do that one time. I started just talking about my work one of the times, and then he like misheard where I said I worked. So instead of saying where I worked, he was like, "Oh, so at Curry's, how is it with this manager? I heard that you're having a really bad time." Uh, and I'm like, they're going like, I don't know who he's like mistaking me for, right? So he's just like he's yapping to me about like a manager that's apparently was causing issues for someone, and I just like make up a story. I was like, I just like thought it'd be funny. I just thought like I'll give him like a little like a random story that doesn't exist. The only problem though is just like I forget half of what I've told him already. So then it's like he'll come back to me and ask for you for a follow up of what's happened, and I have to like spend half a second to like try to remember what I said to him last time I spoke to him. It turns into me just going like, "Oh yeah, that guy, yeah, he got pulled into the office and he was getting shouted at, and it's also that same guy as well. He was also really into Call of Duty as well. Uh, I haven't like played Call of Duty in years. Uh, so he also like starts talking to me about Call of Duty, which is another topic I don't know much about. It's just like the thing is like every time I bump into him, like there's been times, like there's one time I was getting on the bus, and he was right behind me. He started already talking to me, and my solution to him talking to me was I was like, "Oh, you get on the bus first. No, seriously, you've been, you should." I almost forgot to press buttons. I was like, "No, no, no. You go onto the bus quickly. Like, just get on the bus." He got on the bus first, sat down the stairs. I just went upstairs. Like, it's one of those things of like, when it came to like being with him. It was just so weird. And it's also depending on what stop he was going to as well. Because either he was in a stop where it was only like a few stops away, which was a nice time. I didn't have to worry too much. Or it was the stop where he's going past my house. And it's like, when he's going past my house, it's a bit more awkward because I haven't with him the entire time. Could do a better fish than that. There is like a lot of weirdos near me. There's like one guy who used to like he was like he was going out with one of my friend's sisters, no, one of my sister's friends. He like just lives a little bit away from me, and he was like really into crypto, and was like constantly telling me to like invest into a bunch of shit coins, saying about how I would apparently like make tons of money, and showing how he's like rug pulled people to like get like iPhones, like get money that he used for like iPhones and Samsung phones and stuff like that, like consoles. And I'm like, they're going like, I don't know if you should be advertising that. Like, I'm pretty sure like there's a reason why there's like laws against rug pulling. They may not like ever really like take action about it, but if you're like just blatantly going up to people telling them to invest in crypto. What I might do soon is like see, I don't want to use like stream elements, but like if I well, I might if I like stream elements, if uh I feel like I'm gonna have to use it for something in the future. I'm thinking like if I use that for quotes, and then like I need like work out what bots are in control of what. Cause right now I've already got like 3 bots. Ah, tiger prawn. It's probably gonna be worth some money. There's also someone else well, this is someone I used to work with. Um he had like this like weird beliefs. So he was to start off he's a flat earther. Um and it was a case of like people at work didn't like him, A, because of the flat earth part, but also because like he had some very like based opinions about stuff. Um and it was like when it came to him, it's like if you asked him about what he believed in, it's like he didn't trust medicine. He said it was apparently 3 corporations owns it all, and he made his own medicine. He believed he cured his own cancer with his medicine, which was just alcohol and berries, uh, as in like vodka and berries. And then he also believed, like there was like this. Wow, he said he almost believed in. He called it the red shoe myth or something like that. Saying about like billionaires apparently having like or billionaires having shoes made out of people, and I'm like they're going like I don't know about that. I feel like that'd be pretty deranged. He also well one of the things he did believe in was there was like this random eBay post. It had like so he saw it right on eBay. It had a picture of like a child wearing an apron, and he was trying to equate that to that being like a legal way, like a way that people are selling people online, is like by putting them in eBay ads, and I'm like, no, I'm not sure about that one. Like that, something tells me eBay doesn't have like a shipping policy about that. He also believed in he believed in like 5G being dangerous as well. Like the thing is like he was in some regards he was just really insane. Like he believed in like a lot of that. There's just that one left. I might leave it, it's just that fish, and I'll go for the other spot. Also, one of the nice things as well is uh, so you know when I mentioned before I was trying to do like quotes in Slime's chat. Uh, it was one of those things of like, while we talked about testing it, uh, he ended up like modding me as well, which I was like really happy that he modded me. So I was like, was they're kind of like thinking about a good time to like quote, but the thing is like, uh, so I realized unlike with Boko, who you can like rewind her stream if you've missed something, so you can get the quote again. Uh, I realized that Slimy didn't have a way of like uh, reversing like the live, so you could see exactly what he said. So I didn't want to like misquote him. I wanted to actually put a proper quote in. Then again, I was trying to see if there was anything funny that I could like, what I mean, like quote. Oh, we've got some big fish. Maybe the big fish are just going to be just straight up money, or they're going to be fish that's worth quite a bit. I think that big fish we caught was actually worth more than the silver plate. I think the fish was like 30,000 yen, and like the plate was 10,000 yen. Oh, that's all right. Welcome back. He's like, I was planning a stream yesterday. The thing is just like, as I was like about to go live, I noticed that Boca and Coco had like gone live, and I was like there going like, I'm like from there it's like I didn't want to stream, 'cause I wanted to watch their stream. Uh, it's one of those things of like, when some people go like live, I end up like going, oh, I kind of want to watch it. Like even if I'm not saying much in the chat, like I just want to see it sometimes. Like it's nice to have like the like conversation and stuff. Oh, flounder. Oh, like I say, you just hit straight to. What if could is it gonna be the small fish next to me, or it's gonna be one of those? I wonder if I need a recast. I think I'm gonna recast. If I recast about there, then hopefully it'll actually come back to me. It's also after I catch next one, I'm gonna go for another drink. I don't know why, but I'm just like feeling a bit thirsty. Like my hope is that the one, like that big one on the left, I don't want to put it too close to it. Okay, it seems like if you put it too close, I don't know what is. I think it's like they need to be outside of a certain radius for them to trigger on it. I have had times where it looks like a fish is like moved sort of away to go into it. There you go. Be a nice big fish, be lovely. Ooh, nice fish. A marlin. Things like that, that's actually quite a nice fish. As in, like, it's already most of the way up on this, like, you know, on the stars there. There you go. Oh, money. I'm not gonna complain. I kind of wish though, like, I'd say one of the things I would like is actually to be more of like a fight on those like buttons. But I feel like it's a bit easy actually. The thing is, it's also like uh, when it comes to like a lot of the combat in here, most of the time I've just been able to get through it by just kind of spamming attack buttons, not really focusing on combos or anything like that. Uh, there is some enemies that it's like I've had to go against a few times. There's someone who had a knife. I almost clicked that as soon as I hit the sound. Blows. There you go. X, Y. Oh god. Hey, what? Get a great white shark. Oh, it's a. I don't know if personally, this is just something I would want in my hands. Like if I had this at the end of my rod, I would probably just cut the line. There's like I was watching this is this fishing boat thing where like uh it's like a random channel and it's just like they're fishing in the ocean and the place they just kept on catching like sharks, but like apparently the type of sharks they were catching were like practically no meat on them, so apparently they weren't like worth the trying to eat, so they had to just keep on releasing them. And it's like I've seen how dangerous it can be sometimes of like especially with things that are capable of biting you. I watched this one clip where it had like this guy that was like tried to yank a hook out of a shark's mouth, and it caught his like pinky and his ring finger, and just took the whole two off. Like to be honest, like that's what scares me in the idea of like doing anything that can actually get hurt in. And like there you go, and like you do one mistake and you just lose like a finger or a hand or like just a limb in general. I used to like when I was younger, I used to go like the idea of like, oh, if I lost my legs, that'd be really good because then I have the excuse never to have to sit up. But I'm like, there again, but then I'd never be able to do anything that I could do standing up. I think the shark might be worth a bit though. Like I think I might be able to sell the shark a little bit. It's like these ones are a lot easier to catch than the two like blobs at the back. Just because like they bite it more often. I'm gonna get just 2 more secs, and I might just quickly see how much that shark's worth. He's like I'm currently really curious about the shark. I went to well, there's one point where I went to see some of like my like people like that I've never seen before. That's like in my family tree. Like I guess they'd be like my great uncle and aunt. I think it was. And where they lived, I got told that there was apparently a place near them that had like served shark meat, and apparently also had a place that served like crocodile meat. And I was really curious about what they would taste like. Cool. The thing is, for wildlife, right in the UK, it's probably one of the most safest places you'll find. Like we have one poisonous snake, we have no poisonous spiders. The most dangerous animal in England, other than like a dog and a cat, would be a cow. Uh, and even then, they tend to already be in like places where you're not gonna get like hurt by a cow unless you jump a fence. Like we do get like orcas and whales that come near like England, but like near like UK in general. But it's just like they like there's nothing really that dangerous. Uh, it's like they're talking about it's kind of like in the past we basically hunted like a lot of the native like predators because they were like killing our like livestock, so we ended up just killing all the predators. And it's like it means like there's like not really like a worry, and it's like there's like these plans right now. It's been plans for a while, where they're trying to introduce like species that's supposed to be here back into the environment. Like I heard there's like one part where I think they've reintroduced like beavers or something like that. I think they got killed because like their pelts, and I think also 'cause there's a gland inside beavers that actually apparently has like a vanilla taste or makes like vanilla like it is used in some cases as like like as a vanilla replacement. Now they got like artificial vanilla, but apparently before they had artificial like vanilla, you had a lot of places using it's like uh what beavers use to like mark their territory or like for mates. They have like these glands that people would use. Um, it's just like the thing is uh like like hundreds or hundred of thousands of years ago, uh, however long it was, basically a lot of the like natives that are here, basically just killed like all the bears, any dangerous animals, you know, that actually had a threat. There was a thing with I think it was in Kent where they talked about reintroducing. It's like a cow. I can't remember what animal it was. I want to say it was like an ox or something. Not ox. Oh, what was it? I'm gonna quickly search it up. Uh, like they talked about bringing in like wolves, like trying to bring like wolves into the environment. And as you can guess, it's kind of mixed on the idea of having like wolves and bears reintroduced into the UK and stuff like that. Like any like actual predator that could threaten the person. Um, it's like Kent. It's like in the Kent forest. Uh, uh, okay, it's bison. It is bison. So apparently, like, uh, they bring in some like bison to, uh, sort of like keep like the woods. I think it was like back to like how it's naturally supposed to be, and it's also, to try like reintroducing them. Like I heard that if they do introduce like wolves back in, they're planning to do that up in Scotland. I think it is because apparently there's like a lot of deers, or there's like a deer problem. I think in Scotland, I think it was. I was told something about like uh, to try keeping like the deer population in check. The thing is, like, although I've only rarely seen deers. Like it's super rare for me to see them, right? Cause most of like there's not really much like free land, and what there is normally protected. Uh, so the thing is, like, when it comes to like deers, uh, I've seen a few. My sister's seen a few. We see more foxes than deer, at least me personally. And then it's like, even foxes, cause like, I believe the foxes here are like in there's like endangered foxes, or it's not, or is that, or it was just like there was like some big thing about trying to stop hunting in general. So like the idea was like to put a ban at some point on foxes, and I think they ended up not doing that and instead going for like a seasonal thing. Uh, the same with like deers. I think there's like a season for like hunting deers here. Like I'm not someone who goes hunting. I would like to try it. Um, but at the same time, it's like to have like a firearm here. You normally need like a license. Uh, so like, for example, you can technically have some air guns without a license, but it has to be like under a certain amount of PSI, I believe. And then it's like after that certain point. But it's also if you're carrying it out side, you're supposed to make sure like it has like a orange tip to say it's like if it's like a real gun or not, like so people can like tell the difference. And it's like generally speaking, there's not too many people in the UK that have guns. It's one of the things that they do. I know, like they're also thinking about bringing in, I think, some different bird species. If I can actually, while I'm looking up about the Kent thing, I could probably look up about that as well. Kind of know, like, I remember seeing like a message about it, and I written the post about like uh, how I was okay with the bison because like I didn't see any danger in that, and like the beavers and stuff like that. But I said how I didn't like the idea of like of trying to bring wolves and bears into the UK. It's like some post I like random post I posted on, and it's like all these people messaging me going like, "No, you just don't want the environment to heal to what it should be," and I'm like, "Well, that's what should have happened maybe closer to the time that we're all wiped out. Not really now when it's been like a long time since and the environment's changed because the environment is something that's always changing." Uh, so it was what was it called again? I don't know if I can find it now. I also misspelled something. Let's see. But when it comes to like, yeah, I'm all for the idea of like, here we go, species reintroductions. So yeah, like it talks about like the beaver. Apparently there's like some mushrooms. I didn't know about that. It looks like it's talking about some birds and stuff. That's interesting. Uh, Natural England wildlife license. 23. Plants are protected by legalization. Countryside Act. Species reintroduced. Okay. I'm trying to find. There was like this thing I saw before that talked about like. Oh yeah, I think there was a thing about bobcats as well, or something like that. What was it again? Spoke expert to find out how species have been reintroduced successfully and why rewilding has been carefully managed. Uh, so the UK is literally one of the worst countries in the world for how much the biodiversity is left. Uh, uh, it talked about like it talks here about how we used to have bison originally like 6,000 years ago, and apparently, yeah, it's like saying that apparently the UK is like the worst for it because it's like we basically killed like a lot of the like biodiversity. It's like even technically the woods, a lot of the woods and like sort of similar things at some stage were kind of like like human managed. Like the woods near me, I believe, was like man made, uh, and it's just a case of like it also is like occasionally getting trimmed and stuff by like sort of people getting sent out to like keep the forest like the woods like more, yeah, cut down this tree to like there's no chance of a fire 'cause it rains too much for that, uh at least not until summer. Like I was saying earlier about like how when I used to work, um like during our summers they can get to like in Fahrenheit it'd be about 87 degrees. But there's like no uh buildings well, like there's rarely any buildings that have air conditioning. And all the buildings are like made to keep in heat. So when we get like our summers, which like it fluctuates a little bit, but it's just like where it goes up to round about 87 Fahrenheit. It'd be like a bit up and down a little bit because some days it's hotter and some days it's colder. But generally, it stays pretty hot in our summers. But it's just like our summers are pretty short lived. Uh, it's one of the things like everyone ends up complaining about it. It's like when I was working in warehouse, uh, it's like there's no shade. My work wouldn't let us have water outside, and like we only had like essentially 45 minutes we could actually use for a break, which that 45 minutes would be indoors, where it's even hotter than it is outside because there's no air conditioning. Well, I say no air conditioning, but there was like Uh, oh, it's more to do with like most of the year it's like cold, so it's like there's no point paying in for like a AC. Like most places here will have like yeah, like most places here will just end up just like, getting like radiators, uh, and then relying on that during the cold seasons, and then it goes into the hottest seasons where like we got nothing other than just opening up windows. But then it's just like the house is just designed to keep in as much heat as possible. Like when it rarely does snow, something that people look out for is on your roof here. If you notice like a patch that hasn't got snow, you can tell that there's actually heat escaping from that part of the roof. Uh, it's just like little things that like if it does snow, that's what some people do. It's a good way to tell like if you got like uh, anywhere that's escaping any heat. But it's just like it gets like super like it's like warm outside and then gets boiling hot inside. Like for example, there was this American that I was watching who's like from I think he said he's from New Jersey and he's like lived in the UK now for a few years. And he said like even though that New Jersey could have some like hot summers that were hotter than the UK, at least with like the US, you had like AC or you had like the ability to like places where you could go to cool down. Also, you wouldn't just be in the heat the entire time. And it's like when it comes to UK play like places, you can't go outside other than shade. But then if it's boiling hot, sometimes there's just no breeze, so it's like normally kind of moist. Like I don't know, it's kind of like it's like moist so that you don't really sweat, but then it's also really hot, so you're also baking. So then you have that outside. If you're underneath shade, you may be a bit colder, but yeah, and it's like then you go indoors, and it literally just like yeah, that's the time of the year when people just like having an awful time. Uh, it's not a great time. Uh, it's one of those things of like when we've had like people come in from like other countries. Oh, Great West's not worth that much. Uh, but when we've had like people come in from other like countries to the UK, they mention about it if they come during the summertime. Like it is also the best time to come to England because that's where things look the nicest, and it's also when like uh there's like more to do. I'm starting to think it might just be easier to like fight people for money. Um, but it's just like when it comes to the heat here, it's just it wouldn't be nearly as bad if like we had something to course down. Uh, like where I worked, what you'd see. Like, did it just call me a homeless guy? The thing is like when it comes to uh like when I was working, each time around our summertime, you'd actually see like uh people like just kind of coming in buying these like air conditioners like units for like £300 uh just 'cause it's like getting so hot in the house, or in this case of like if they had animals like something I got to worry about with like Elena is she's basically a double coated dog, right? So she's like good in the winter time, the cold time she has an extra coat underneath to help with heat, but then it's like it comes to summertime and it's boiling hot outside, so I can't really walk her properly because if I take her for a walk, she could hurt herself on like the hot ground, and if I uh, sort of keep her indoors, she gets super dehydrated and hot. So I have to keep on make sure there's water for her. Got to keep on making sure like I got things down. I can get like I got a gel mat. That I have for her for it, like when it does get to summertime, so she can lay down on the gel mat. These are uh, well, it's also like, the best way normally to talk to someone from England tends to be like if you talk to the weather about them, ask them about the weather. Like it's actually kind of a meme about like how often that actually works for people. Uh, it's like if you find like a stranger and you want to just talk to them, Uh, not really something happens though. Like normally what happens is like people don't want to speak. I just realized how low my health is. I'm gonna like heal up in a sec. Um, yeah, it's like uh, not often does people actually want to like speak to people here, but nice. Um, but it's like on the odd occasion that like, for example, you're waiting somewhere, and you want something to talk about. One of the things you can do is just like, you know, just kind of like talk about the weather to someone, and then normally, depending if it's raining or not, you can get like a different response. If it's not raining, they go, "Oh no, it's been a nice day, a bit overcast maybe," and then you talk to them like when it's raining, and they just talk about how bad it is. There you go. Actually, I forgot I needed to heal up. No, I'm gonna quickly heal up before I forget to do that. I could like go into a restaurant thing, but I'm just gonna use one of these. There you go. Yeah, that's the thing is like most people like it kind of like a little bit depends on where you are, like but in general, most people wouldn't really want to talk to others. Like a lot of people can be kind of more like self-focused. It's like I would say, especially depending where you are. If you're in the countryside of England and like uh, stuff like that, it's normally different. It's like they'll be a bit more willing to talk. But if you're in somewhere like more like a town area, like Manchester, London, or something like that, then it's like people thinking you're more getting in the way of like them, or that you're bothering them when they just want to like peacefully go about their day. It normally depends a little bit. Uh, it's just like if you do want to talk to someone, like the best way to like get into a conversation is normally talking about either something like the weather or talking about the government and stuff like that. Is normally like the number one ish way. But then it's kind of like when you talk about like the government, it's like regardless of what government's in power, it's so like it's normally like bad regardless of who it is. It's like everyone makes reasons to why everyone uh, is like not as good as this pie or as no. The way I see it is like they're all just generally bad. Like I don't think a politician in general is going to be focused on anyone other than their viewer base or like that their voting base. Oh, cool! One for the camera there. Hiding something from me, aren't you? Um, come down, Tachan. I'm not hiding anything. Sorry, but Mei-chan, I saw you inside your purse. It was full of money. That's that has to be like 200,000. Like, can I have that? I want to get a fishing rod, and like that would help towards it really nicely. Actually, like, you could give me that money. I can invest it into fishing. Oh, really? To be honest, I do actually want to finish soon. But basically, I'm literally a few minutes off of like where I was gonna go off, so I'll actually be there in just a minute. I'm assuming I can maybe like pause mid in this. But I've been splitting up this like VOD into like separate recordings, like an hour for each recording roughly. So I've separated it into three different ones. It'd be a third different one in a sec. It's just like they're not always like paying attention to how long my streams are going on for. Hi, Chan. Underneath it all, for a span between a high school couple, that's pretty real. I'm gonna go over to the save spot actually. If I can save here, then that saves me having to finishing off the story first. Yeah, that's like one of my biggest problems is like, uh, it's like I was streaming like 2 days ago, and it was like on the stream I had an issue where uh I basically oh, I'm blanking on words now. I think it's like someone asked me about how my day had been, and then I ended up like yapping for like a solid like 30, 45 minutes. And I like hadn't really moved or done anything. I was just like walking around in circles while yapping. Well, I've just hit the thing for me to stop my